I feel like I need to shave again, which is more consistent now that I'm a man. But with wearing masks, who really cares? Nobody sees this. Nobody sees this, so why do I need to shave? And then when I'm at home, I look artistic. It's fine. I'm keeping it. What's up, guys? Joey Garther here with JG Multimedia, and today we're going to be talking about a quick installation of AMP, or Accelerated Mobile Pages, into your WordPress website. So accelerated mobile pages are what they say they are. They're a faster page of your website specifically for mobile users, and Google ranks these pages higher in the search engine because they are faster and specifically for mobile users. So if a mobile user searches up a keyword that you're trying to target and your page is amplified and it uses AMP, it's going to rank higher than other pages that don't use AMP. Using AMP is kind of difficult because it does strip away a lot of HTML, CSS, and all JavaScript, so your page loads faster and it's mobile friendly. So a lot of website owners might be deterred from integrating AMP into their websites because it might break things like the navigation, overlays, and any other JavaScript using features that their website has. A lot of bigger websites like mine that have a lot of images, you're showing off things in carousels and stuff, it might break. However, I think that a good way to kind of work around this is to amplify your blog post pages, specifically because they target certain keywords and phrases that your website can actually rank for. Not a lot of people are searching up JG Multimedia right now. I'm not that big. But if I write a blog post about installing a WordPress chatbot into your website, people might search that. And so if I amplify my blog post for that, then it's going to rank higher than other blog posts that might target this specific keyword or phrase, but they don't have an amplified page, so they're not going to rank as well as me. So by just amplifying your blog posts, you're going to be able to boost that post above other posts, bring in more traffic, and that traffic might eventually end up on your website and seeing what you do, even though it's just a simplified version of that blog post that doesn't have all the bells and whistles. Most blog posts are simple. They don't have carousels and stuff like that. They might have an embedded YouTube video like mine do, one or two images, and then text for the most part. Everything else can be stripped away because they're just there for that keyword, and if they want to see the rest of your website, then they can go to your homepage and things like that, then bam, they have the chatbot there. It might ask for their email, and all the other things that make your website awesome are there, and they get to see that. But the key thing is that your blog posts are ranking higher. It's bringing in more traffic, so people do get to see your website. Otherwise, if you don't amplify your blog posts, they can get lost with the rest of the blog posts. They're not going to get the impressions, they're not going to get the click-throughs that an amplified page would. And I want to show you guys a quick little thing in my Google Search Console. This is kind of a before and after of before I installed AMP to my blog post pages and after I installed AMP into my blog post pages. Now, like I said, my website's not very big. Not many people are searching JG Multimedia. But you can see after I installed AMP, I started getting some clicks. I started getting some impressions. And my overall ranking for my keywords and phrases went up considerably. And this was just after I pretty much installed AMP to my blog post pages. It was like a day after. And you could see the incredible jump that it made. Just one day. So, leave this for a week, a month. You're going to see the progress that your website's making, bringing in this traffic from your blog posts. So how do you amplify your blog post pages specifically and not the rest of your website so you don't really break anything? Good question. We're going to be doing that now. So you're going to head over to your WordPress dashboard and you're going to want to start by downloading the AMP plugin. Very simple to find. Just go to the plugins, add new, and add it. Activate it, install it. Great. So once you're in the AMP plugin, you're going to want to open up the wizard. Now the wizard is pretty much just a quick install for AMP into your WordPress website. So once you're in the wizard, click next. It'll bring you to a page where it asks you if you're technically savvy or not technically savvy. And for quick installation, I would say select not technically savvy, because we're trying to do this fast. We don't want to integrate it to our whole website. We're not really concerned about breaking things, because if you're writing a blog post, most likely it's not going to break anything. It might take away a pop-up, it might make you change your navigation, but the themes that they provide do this for us. So you're going to click next, and it's going to bring you to a page that asks you how you want to specifically integrate your website into AMP. So there's a standard way, a transitional way, and a reader way. The standard way is pretty much full integration of AMP into your WordPress site, meaning that there's not an AMP page and a regular page. So there's not a new AMP page using a new theme and a regular page using the old theme. So that can be a lot of work to fully integrate your site. You're going to have to fix a lot of things. So that one, if you're not technically savvy or you don't want to put in all that time and work, isn't for you. The next one is transitional. This means that you're working towards fully integrating AMP into your website, and it takes your current theme and does the best it can to make it AMP friendly. However, the problem with this is if you have a navigation and your navigation has a pop-up menu, so you click here like mine does, and it pops up with the navigation and it's JavaScript, it's not going to work. You're going to keep clicking it, nothing's going to pop up. So that's the problem I had with my website. So I can't just use the theme I already use. I'm going to have to use a more simplified one and kind of integrate that. And that's where the reader selection comes in. So reader creates pretty much two versions of your website. So there's the AMP pages using a new theme for mobile users, and then there's your theme that isn't amplified and it's still mobile friendly, but Google's going to rank the amplified pages and not the regular theme page that you have. So it creates two separate pages, I guess is the breakdown. AMP, non-AMP. New, simple theme. Older, not simple theme. Still cool, still mobile friendly, but won't rank as well as the amplified pages. I guess is dumbed down. So we're going to select reader for our case because it's simple. And like I said, we want a simple version of our blog post page that we want to use. Cool. So click next, and it's going to bring us to a page where you can select your theme. Now, just choose a theme that you think kind of matches your website, and that's pretty much it here. Go through, you can read about them, learn more, but I think I use the 2014 version just because I think that it fits well with my website, and I was able to change the color to match it a little bit better with my color scheme. So once you click next, it's going to bring you to the review page, and there's going to be a little kind of slider that you can activate that says redirect users to AMP mobile pages or something like that. This means that it'll redirect any user to your AMP blog post pages that we're trying to set up. So even if they go to your website not through Google and then they go to your blog post, they click on a blog post, it'll send them to that AMP page. So if people are already on my website and they got there not through Google, I don't want them to see my AMP pages. I want them to see my regular blog post pages that my usual theme uses. So I kept this unclicked. Otherwise, if they go to your website, go to blog post, and it's AMP, it has AMP integrated, it's going to send them to that AMP page. And if they're already there from my website, I don't want them to see that. The AMP pages are more specifically used to bring in traffic from Google. So I don't want them always showing up to any user, whether they get there through Google or not. So unchecked. If you want to check it, that's fine. So once you click next after you're done reviewing, it'll bring you kind of to a page where you're able to browse your AMP pages and see what they look like, how they integrated and stuff like that, and if that theme works for your website. So once you kind of browse through, you can see mine looks good. I like how it looks. It's simplified down, and I'm happy with it. So once you do that, you're actually able to go in the customizer and change different things like the navigation, as well as what you wanted to say at the top. Mine just says JG Multimedia. There's no logo, but that's fine. They know who created the blog post. JG Multimedia. It's good. It works. The navigation I had to switch because it was something else, a different navigation that my theme had, but I just changed it back to the one I use. And I also changed the color of this theme, but to do that, I had to go into my cPanel and the style CSS, as well as a few other CSS files that this theme had, and just change the colors a little bit. And I kind of had to dig to see what colors they used. I had to inspect the page, see the hexadecimal color, and change it, search it, change it, replace. It's kind of a pain, but that's how you do it. So I changed it from green to my kind of tealish blue color that I use. So once you're done customizing your new AMP theme, you're able to exit out of the customizer, and congratulations, you now have an AMP page as well as a regular page for every page in your website. However, like I said, we only care about our blog post pages being amplified because those are going to bring in the traffic for us, and they're simple enough where not a lot of things are going to break. So how do we do this? How do we only have our post pages amplified? So you're going to go back into the AMP settings and go down to the supported templates drop-down menu. And from here, you're able to select what pages get amplified. So we're going to just click on posts and deselect everything else. And you can click save changes, and bada bing bada boom, you're done. Only your post pages now will be amplified, and the rest of your pages will not be. Woo! And like I said, we care about the post pages because they are targeting those keywords and phrases. Google's going to rank them higher. You're going to outrank other unamplified pages, and once the new traffic gets to these AMP blog post pages, they might go to the rest of your website that is not amplified and is, regular, has the pop-ups, the JavaScript, the cool menus, cool carousels, stuff like that, and then they might convert on your website. I don't know what your conversion is, but that's the whole thing about using AMP specifically just for your blog post pages. So hopefully this helped you guys out. I wanted this to be a quick tip Tuesday, but after recording everything, I don't think it's going to be a quick tip Tuesday, so I'm sorry if it's a long video, but I think this is the simplest way to use AMP in any WordPress website without breaking things. And hopefully you get more traffic. I recommend using Google Search Console to start tracking how your AMP pages are doing and see if it benefits your site. And I think anybody can do this. If I could do this, you could do this. So try it out. It can't hurt, honestly. And if it's too much work, if it breaks things, you can stop using AMP. You can just undo it. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit about how to integrate AMP into your WordPress website, specifically for your blog posts. If you guys have any questions or inquiries, feel free to reach out to me at my website, email me there. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'll try to get back to you. And as always, check out my social media and subscribe if you haven't already. I try to help you guys out with my knowledge that I learn in my field that I implement into my website and stuff like that. So if this helps you out, help me out. Make me smile. I guess. I don't know. That's weird. Anyways, we're done here. Bye, guys. In the next video, I'll see ya. That was weird. That's like Yoda. Bye.
If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. And I don't wanna fight with you.